My name's Lorna Llewellyn. I'm a speech and language therapist with the Early Years Communication and Language Development Service. In this training video, we're going to talk about the Language for Thinking model, or the Blank language scheme. It's based on research done by Blank, Rose and Berlin in the late 70s, where they looked at the types of questions that teachers were asking children and how much thinking a child had to do in order to be able to answer those questions. And they were able to break different types of questions down into 4 different levels. So for Blank level 1, the questions directly relate to the items that are in front of the child. It's about the child understanding what things are and the actions that you can do with them. So Blank level 1 questions could be, what's this? Show me the banana. Where's the teddy? What's this? So, or point to something. So they could tell you about the things that are in front of them. The answers have to be in front of the child at Blank level 1. The child doesn't need to do much thinking because the answers are already there. Or if you're pointing at an answer, pointing at an item, the child can name that item and give you the answer. If there is an action that happens directly in front of the child, like, what happened? The child will be able to answer it because it's just happened directly in front of them. They're not having to remember and bring something back from their memory. At Blank level 2, the child's knowledge about these items has moved on slightly. At Blank level 2, they're able to understand what we do with these things, the parts that they have, and they've also got more understanding of some linguistic concepts like colour, number, size, for instance. So they might be able to show me Teddy's eyes. So that's a part of the teddy, and we have also got somebody else who's got eyes. So they've got to listen and remember. It's Teddy and the eyes, the part of that. They can tell you, where is Teddy sitting? The answer would be on the table. If they just said there, that's not a good enough answer. When we're asking where questions at level 2, there needs to be that second element to it. Where is Teddy sitting? Where is Dolly lying? We need to have that second part of the question. They're also able to understand colour and size and number, as I've said. So, show me the big banana. What colour is the cars? What colour is the spoon? Find something that's green. They're able to do that. How many cars are there? They're able to tell me things like that. Show me something that you can wear. Show me something you can eat. They know what we do with these items as well. They're also able to tell you differences. How are these things different? They're able to explain that. They're also going to be able to do some sorting and categorising at Blank level 2. So let's find all the things that have got wheels, and they would be able to put them together. Or find something that you can eat, they would put the 2 things together. If you have action happening in front of the child, or they're looking at a picture that has lots of different activities going on, they would be able to tell you what was happening in the picture. Again, for level 2, the answers need to be there in front of the child. So although they've got more information about the things that are in front of them, they're still not having to remember and reorganise those thoughts. It's just kind of concrete knowledge that they've got about those items. For Blank level 3, this is where children's knowledge has extended again, and they're able to now cope with sequences. So they're able to remember the sequence in a story, which means that they're able to retell a story, but also maybe tell you how to do something, like how to make a cup of tea, the stages that are in that activity. They're also, by the time they're at Blank level 3, they're able to see things from somebody else's perspective. So they're able to think about how somebody else might feel in a situation, what somebody else might be thinking, or or what somebody else might say in that situation. They're able to, because their memories have got better, as I said, they're able to remember that sequence, they're understanding sequences, they're able to draw on more knowledge that they have about the world around them as well as the items. At blank level 3, the answer doesn't have to be in front of the child, it doesn't have to have just happened. They're able to remember and bring those ideas to the forefront. They're also able to put things together, as I said, kind of categorising things. So can you find something that would go with this? So it goes on a road, so something else that goes on a road. They're able to think about kind of their experiences of the world. So if I held up the dolly and say, oh, I'm going to let go, what might happen? Well, Dolly's very wobbly. They know Dolly's going to fall over. So before it happened, if I said, if I let go of Dolly, what will happen? They would be able to answer, she might fall over, because they know that she's very wobbly, Dolly. They're able to explain something to you, as I said, how to make a cup of tea, for example. How do I put Dolly into her jumpsuit? They would be able to say, first you need to take her dress off, then you need to take her shoes off, then we put her legs in, then we put her arms in, and we do it up. They're able to remember and tell you that sequence. At blank level 3, they're also able to remember a longer instruction. So you could say, I want you to give Teddy a banana and brush Dolly's hair. 2 parts to that instruction. They're able to remember both and carry out both. They're able to retell a story that you might have shared with them. They'll be able to tell you what happened in that story. If you have the photos from the story, they will be able to put the pictures in the right order. They'd know which happened first, what happens next, etc. They're able to think about how somebody might feel. Oh, Dolly fell over. How does she feel? What might Dolly say if she fell over? They're able to think about how somebody might feel in that situation and apply that knowledge. They're able to tell you about similarities in blank level 3, how things are similar. That's a harder task than how things are different. They're also able to tell you to remember extra conditions. So I'd like you to show me something that I can drink from that's not blue. So they're understanding what I drink from, but then they're remembering the extra condition of not blue, so it must be the green cup. They're having to remember 2 parts to that. When we get to blank level 4, this is where things really get difficult for the children. They really need to be able to do lots more of that, remembering, reorganising thoughts, and they need to be able to justify their answers. So any question that has a why in it, why do we need to wash our hands? Why do we have to be careful so we don't fall over? Any question that's got why in it is a blank level 4. The answer isn't in front of the child. The child really needs to think about the situation that you're talking about and how they can come up with an answer from that. So they need to be able to justify their answer. They need to be problem solving. So Teddy is really hungry but doesn't like bananas. What could he do? So there isn't anything else to eat here, so we can't just say give him something else. They've got to think about, well, what could Teddy do in that situation? He could ask for something else to eat. He could take the spoon to somebody. He could go and find something else. He could go to the shop. It doesn't matter what the answer is. The child is having to create that answer themselves. You can also ask children to explain why we should or shouldn't do something, why we can or can't do something. Why can't we cut the banana with a spoon? It's because it's not sharp enough and we need to peel it. The answer, the child has to think of that solution for themselves. It might be that we could ask them, oh, when Dolly fell over, she wasn't very happy. What would you do if you it hasn't actually happened, the child is having to think about that answer for themselves. So we're going to have more information about the blank label questions on the website. This handout will be available to download to give you more ideas. And if you ever need to ask us any more questions, then you can get hold of us through the Start Well website. I hope that was helpful. Thank you.